Hi guys, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. In today's video we're going to discuss about the new balance changes, potential new balance changes that are coming inside of Clash Royale in March. This is not the final version, so Supercell wants from you guys to hear the feedback through social media, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, whatever. When you see these balance changes, just comment about them just a little bit so they are aware what should be exchanged, or everything is perfectly fine, or they should add something. So this is not a final version. We will definitely discuss about the buffs, the nerfs, and the reworks. So let's first start with the buffs. The buffs for March, potential buffs for the March are these ones, which is quite interesting and a big amount actually. I was super surprised how much of the changes are gonna happen in the game potentially. I think it's very good, we will see. So first we have Evolution Electro Spirit, and his radius is getting -6%. It's basically a buff to the Electro Spirit. We will see how much cycle players are gonna use Electro Spirit in their decks and how potentially this card is gonna be viable in the meta, because currently nobody is playing it. There is no need to playing it, and not many even people have evolutions, so many of them, right? Okay, the next one. The next buff is a Valk buff, Evolution Valk buff to be specific. I think this is a very good buff. She is pretty much there, but not like super overpowered or super used card like Knight is, right? So HP multiplier is gonna be plus 15%, which means that she's gonna be, I guess, a little bit more tankier, because she did die a little bit quickly. And I like that her tornadoes are damaging a lot of air troops and everything, so I do potentially see her in the meta as well, with maybe some minor poison cycle decks, some hog cycle decks. Hog is never getting nerfed in this game, so if you ever want to benefit out of one deck precisely, try to upgrade your hog decks, because it looks like it's like not a touchable card at all. Everything else is touchable except hog decks, but maybe that's gonna change in the future, we will see. Then we have interesting one, Magic Archer. I didn't saw this coming at all, to be honest with you. So the first hit time -25%. Magic Archer is getting a buff. We will see how this is gonna affect how many people are gonna play it inside of the P.E.K.K.A deck, because P.E.K.K.A is also getting a buff. Possibly we will see some Valk Magic Archer cycle meta with wall breakers, because wall breakers are not getting any nerfs or buffs, even though I think they should. It's a very strong evolution wall breaker card. P.E.K.K.A is getting a buff. Her range is getting bigger, so plus 33%. Maybe she's gonna deal very good with the firecrackers, you never know, because firecracker is never getting anything, which is, in my personal opinion, I think firecracker needs a nerf, but hey, who am I to judge, right? Range plus 33%. I think it's very significant for P.E.K.K.A. I think the P.E.K.K.A will be like P.E.K.K.A decks are nowhere to be seen, and I think P.E.K.K.A will be find herself in this meta definitely. It's one of those cards you love or hate. I personally love P.E.K.K.A classic decks with some ghost in action. We will see how much this is gonna benefit for the P.E.K.K.A deck and how much is gonna damaging maybe some beatdown golem decks. We will see about that. Then we have very interesting buffs to champions. I was not seeing this coming, but here it is. I think Monk is one of those cards that can be used in multiple cycle decks. And it's very tanky. When it's crossing the bridge, it's instant tower damage, so he is gonna be tankier. HP plus 10%. And we have a Golden Knight, ability cooldown -36%. We will see how this is gonna affect, because Golden Boy is bam dashing everywhere. I do believe that this is gonna change the meta into the more cycle. It's already cycle meta, but I think it's gonna be even more. Just imagine Golden Boy with wall breakers, Valk, Magic Archer. People with cycle decks can utilize these cards pretty easily, and I think are very powerful into right hands. If you know how to play this game, especially pro players, I think we will see different stuff. But hey, it's better than nothing, right? So now let's talk about the rework. Rework in this game is for the drill. As well, I didn't saw this coming at all. Duration is gonna be plus 11%. It's gonna spawn one more goblin if I'm not mistaken. First spawn time is gonna be slower, minus 50%, and HP reduction to minus 9%. I think spawning one more significant goblin gonna be a little bit more significant because the goblins are the ones that are dealing a lot of damage. And again, I think cycle players are gonna benefit out of all of this stuff. It just looks like a cycle meta again. We will see how it's gonna develop. I'm fearing wall breakers is gonna be everywhere because the card didn't got any nerfs. I guess maybe they are waiting that people are buying it in the shop. We'll see. it kind of correlates one to another. I'm just saying, this is my honest observation. Every single time when the card needs a nerf or a buff, they first introduce it into the shop to buy it, so you guys need to buy it or not buy it, I don't know. But after that they nerf the card and then you are like, oh, I bought it, and I'm like, why would I, you know? Not all of us have a lot of evolutions. Personally, I have 4, and they are nerfing one of my evolutions, and I don't have a Valk evolution, so what should I do? I should just watch, right? Like, how do you guys feel about this nerfs and buffs? Tell me in the comment section, because I would really like to know. This is not final version, as I want to repeat, this is not the final version. First, I want to hear your feedback into the social media. You go and comment. If something needs to be added, please do so. And yeah, let's see about the nerfs. The nerfs are a very difficult topic. So our beloved knight is getting a nerf. Do I think it's deserved? Deep in my heart, yes, but I'm a graveyard player and I have a hog deck and I like to use knight and I don't have a Valk evolution, so what should I do now? Nothing, right? I have one evolution that's gonna be useless, and I don't know how I feel about that. The other evolution I have is the bomber. The bomber bounce distance is gonna be minus 70%. I think this is gonna be the completely ripperoni chipperoni. It's gonna be dead card from now on. This is my prediction. Tell me in the comment section, do you guys think this is a killer for the evolution bomber? I think he's done. I think with this, he is just gone. Nobody's gonna use this card anymore because the only point people have been using it to spawn it on the bridge and get direct damage on the tower. But since this is not gonna happen anymore, I think minus 70% bounce distance for specifically evolution bomber is gonna be probably a dead card in the game, but maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. We'll see. Okay, the nerf to the knight hit speed is gonna be minus 8%, damage multiplier minus 9%. I'm fearing it's not gonna be good. I understand every pro player has, like, most of them have max decks and all of those evolution on the max level. But there is casual player base in this game, and there is like a lot of us that are just playing from time to time for half an hour, 1 hour, not even that. And you know, we don't have all of the evolutions in the book, and we don't want to pay a lot of money, right? But I don't know, a lot of people have evolution knight. We got it. Some of you guys decide to pick it in the event, in the Valentine's event, and got it for free, and now it's gonna not be so usable. But maybe it will. Knight is always usable card, but you know what I mean, right? Okay, then we have a range for the Lil Prince, minus 8%. I don't know how I feel about this card because I personally don't have this card on the level. I think it's currently in the shop to buy it, so don't buy it. Just don't do it. It's getting a nerf, potentially. I do believe he is a little bit spicier card to deal with. He gets a lot of usage inside of cycle decks again. Inside of every deck. I think I see him everywhere, but that's just me. And the thing I agree with all of these nerfs is the Goblin Giant and Royal Recruits. Like, Royal Recruits damage multiplier minus 6%. Evolution Royal Recruits is getting a nerf, and I think it's pretty good because Evolution Royal Recruits, you just spam them, and you overwhelm your opponent, and then what can the opponent do, right? It's one of those cards. It's giving on both sides Royal Recruits. It gives so much damage, and they are speedier. And I think it's pretty strong evolution, but seeing it's getting nerfed, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be definitely interesting. And finally, the Goblin Giant is getting nerfed. He's not gonna be so much tankier. HP minus 3%. Is this gonna be significant? I have no idea. Time will tell, I guess. New season, when it's happening, and then we will see how this is all gonna develop. My personal opinion, we're gonna see a lot more cycle decks than we see now. Hog decks are never getting a nerf, right? It's like something that's never happening in this game. I don't know ever when the hog, maybe it's not in the position to be balanced. I mean, when you think about it, a lot of things to like counter the hog. With Tornado, you can counter it for +1 and not get any damage. And a lot of people are playing Bowler in the meta, so I don't think hog is that strong. But honestly, if you need to invest into the certain decks as a free-to-play casual player, try to invest into the hog decks, hog cycle decks. Try to make that happen, because on the long-term run, it's something that can be very beneficial for your accounts if you are not buying from the shop, of course. This is just my observation. Like hog Firecracker didn't got a nerf. Honestly, what I would like to see in this list is the Wall Breakers evolution nerf. I didn't saw this at all, but it's interesting to see that. Maybe a Firecracker slight nerf, because she is evolution Firecracker. I'm talking about evolution Firecracker. She is so annoying card. Like, she is. Okay, I understand you get instant, you can get cheap activation of the King's Tower, but I don't know, that card is just everywhere. It's in every deck almost. And you can, do you guys feel it that you're playing Firecracker almost every second game against? I don't know, it's also a good card to invest. Firecracker is there to judge us. I don't know, I'm currently building a hog cycle deck as a person that doesn't want to pay all the time in the game. I pay sometimes the Diamond Pass or Royal Pass, but it's like every 6 months, not that much like before. Before I was paying much more into the game. I stopped doing it because why would I, right? And then later, if I stop playing the game, I'm gonna be, oh, I spent so much money for what? For my enjoyment, I guess. So I'm envy of you guys that are free-to-play players, because I think even when you quit the game, you are kind of, oh, I didn't spend anything, so I'm fine. I can go to another game. You know, sometimes it's good to be free-to-play or casual, because you don't have this experience of guilt if you spend a lot of money inside of the game. And I personally suffer from that, because sometimes I think I spend thousands and thousands of dollars or franken, because I'm in Swiss Frankensteins. And sometimes I'm like, did I do a right decision? I mean, I'm supporting the developers and everything, but do they appreciate that? I don't know. So, like, it's a little bit tricky situation, in my personal opinion. But I definitely envy free-to-play players. I think they have a journey in the games a little bit harder than everybody else, much more harder than everybody else. But the thing is, you know, you don't spend much. You don't spend anything in the game, and then you don't regret it, right? Anyhow, I'm mumbling and rumbling. Anyhow, anyway, this is the buffs, nerfs, reworks. Tell me in the comment section, what do you guys think? Should be changed? Should be replaced? It's good or it's bad? I want to know everything. See you in the next video. Or maybe in the comment section, I'm gonna comment when they make some changes. If something of this is getting changed. In the comment section, the pinned comment is gonna happen. I'm gonna write it down. I don't wanna make another video where they are changing stuff. So I think I'm just gonna put it below the comment section. So keep an eye on that. Or in the community tabs. See you. Peace.